And tonight, cracking the case, the Monterey County District Attorney and Seaside Police Chief speaking about the big break in that cold case dating back 40 years ago. KION's Scott Raitt shows us how it took a team effort to arrest a suspect in the murder of a Seaside 5-year-old 4 decades later.
It's a case gone 40 years cold.
40 years later, investigators still have hope that someone can give them that missing piece of information.
The cold case heating back up in January after our report. Since then, investigators working diligently, hoping for a break in the case.
Back in 1982, we didn't have any leads. The police didn't know where to look, and there were no suspects.
Little Anne Pham was just 5 years old. On Thursday morning, January 21st, 1982, she was walking to school in Seaside, but she wouldn't make it to her kindergarten class at Highland Elementary School.
This little girl was kidnapped, she was sexually assaulted, and smothered to death.
2 days later, her body was found at Fort Ord. It was just 2 miles away from her family's home.
This family has gone so long without any answers about what happened to Annie. They just knew it happened. We created this cold case team in 2020, so we've been trying to identify cases where DNA might give us a clue.
Our district attorney, Ms. Paccioni, when she started her cold case task force, it's been nothing but a blessing for us here in Seaside.
That blessing coming in the form of a big break in the case.
So in this particular case, we knew that there was evidence in the Seaside Police Department that contained potential evidence which we could pull DNA from. So that's what we did. We started with a type of evidence that previously has not been used in criminal court, and it identified a sequence of DNA that we eventually were able to connect to Mr. Lanu. We're thrilled that we have the suspect identified, that we've charged him as the defendant, and we intend to prosecute the case fully. He was a sergeant in the Army at the time, and he was stationed at Fort Ord. He's currently on parole out of the state of Nevada for crimes against children.
Today is probably one of the happiest days in my professional career. A lot of people have been asking me in the department, why do you have this poster, what's going on? And I said, I have this because this will be on display for the news when they come out and ask once we solve the case. And I was a little bit overly optimistic, but in this case, we were correct. The reporting from KION was incredibly important for us. And I want to point this out. In 1982, when Anne Pham was kidnapped and we knew she died, 2 days later she was killed, the news coverage that went out on her was lacking, to say the least. So to have folks from your station come up today and do these interviews, and what Veronica did with KION to highlight this and spotlight this case, it means the world to us. This little girl here deserves justice. She deserves positive attention. She does not deserve what happened to her, but now she's going to be an angel for us moving forward, so we appreciate your guys' work in this. I hope that the family can heal from this. I hope that everyone in our community, to include our police officers, this affects all of us. I hope all of us can begin a process of healing and moving forward.
Reporting in Seaside, Scott Raitt, KION News Channel 46.
According to the Monterey County DA, there are over 400 active cold cases in the county. If you have a cold case you want us to look into, you can reach out to us and give us a call.